Hello! I just did a live stream where I did a thing, talking about a thing, talking about a thing. Listen, there's one more thing I need to talk about.
Matter-antimatter pairs have a decent likelihood of directly interacting with the central real electron. Sometimes a virtual positron will actually annihilate with the real electron, which then promotes its once virtual partner electron to reality. It's as though the
I'm gonna just say absolutely not, and never does this happen in reality. Or anything. This is bullshit. First of all, if let's pretend that you had an infinite amount of potential interactions between an electron and virtual particle pairs, or all this stuff. If the electron could just keep on being bumped, would that not mean that there is, because of all the potential motions of an electron, does it not have the potential, if given an infinite amount of bumps, to simply no longer exist near an atom? Because forget about where the electron moves naturally along its path. Let's say the electron is moving in an orbit around the atom, as most people express it, and we simply say, what happens to the electron with these specific bumps so it can shift all over the place and whatever, if it moves fast enough that it can leave the atom it's orbiting? Well, that would lead to atomic decay. But we don't see that. Because those interactions are happening a quadrillion times per second, if they happen at all. Either the number of bumps happening are less than what you're saying, or the attractive force of the protons is way bigger than the bumps ever can give. So it doesn't have the potential of leaving the influence of the atom. Thank God, because if it did have enough of a bump, by the way, even a powerful photon of specific frequency cannot bump an electron strongly enough that it leaves its atom. That doesn't happen. So you don't end up with hydrogen that has no electron, for example. And if that were to happen, it would just go somewhere else, pick up another free electron, maybe. It'd probably be fine. But in general, I think stuff being stripped of electrons doesn't happen often, so this kind of interaction is a lot smaller than he says. It's another reason why I dislike this video. Okay?
original electron shifted position. There are two important implications to this effect. One is that this effect actually rescues the electron from having the colossal or even infinite mass predicted by classical physics. More on that next time. Unfortunately,
Look, an electron is going extremely fast. It ends up, when you visualize it, appearing in all sorts of different places, a quadrillion places every second, and compare when you look up its speed versus the area it's moving in. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. It's a quadrillion places per second around around an atom. You can understand its energy is also its own energy plus the energy of the electromagnetic field going through it. Do I want to dislike this video, or do I want to actually just leave it unliked, undisliked? No. I give it a dislike. I don't find anyone else having correct intuitions about things. I never considered that the area of the self-annihilation is different scales, permitting that much of a different behavior. I'm left wondering how much of this is actually theoretical and how much of this hold on, or there's something that we've actually measured happening. Like, you're talking about going 100 times smaller than the diameter of the electron itself. So, of course, yeah, maybe the electron is capable of fluctuating in the order of a magnitude of 100 times smaller than its own motion, its own physical size. It's like if my eyeball was wiggled by some wind. We don't care about that. We do not care. Was my comment actually given? I don't know. I can't see. Here's the thing. I can't see any of his comments, reactions. What the fuck? Why do I see empty space? What's with this empty space stuff? Wait, what the fuck is happening down here? What's with this blank space, dude? YouTube. We've also been able to measure the change of electromagnetic force at higher energies. This is shorter distances. Yeah, the freaking virtual particles shit happens 100 times smaller than the electron itself. Who cares? This is what allows us to the electron weak theory, where the force unites the weak force, so is decent grounding. Fermilab, a good video of virtual particles a few months ago. We have some more information.
Modern physics makes a lot of mind-bending claims, but perhaps one of the craziest sounding is the idea that at every point in space, subatomic particles are coming into existence for a fleeting moment and then disappearing again. These flickering and ephemeral objects are called virtual particles. A lot's been written about them with varying degrees of accuracy. Let's take a deep dive and see.
I don't want to get into this video, but I do want to subscribe to them because I remember them being like, I'll subscribe. Here's the thing. I need to be aware of all these different science people so I can then make a reaction to all their stuff and be aware of like, well, what's good out there and what's not true, because some of this shit is just, look, everyone can make their idea of what happens. I'll listen to them all, but in the end, there has to be only one reality. So, you might learn that from me. Also, this is just silly. Anyway, I'm done. Good, stop.